Well, thanks so much for joining us here today to learn a little bit more about the Faculty of Science and more specifically about student life. So this is one of my favorite topics to talk about. When I was a student, this is one way that I made a lot of my connections, a lot of my friendships, and these are a lot of the memories that I have as well. So we will be mainly focusing on the Faculty of Science and ways that you can get involved within, but we will look a little bit at the broader spectrum as well. So to introduce myself, my name is Caitlin Durbecker, and I'm a recent graduate from the University of Waterloo. I do still like to say recent. I did graduate 5 years ago, but we're still going to keep with the recent grad. So I am the recruitment coordinator for the Faculty of Science, and I've been working on campus ever since. So as I was kind of thinking about this presentation today and deciding what I was going to wear, I was like, I want to show my time when I was a student and some of the cool things that I was involved in. So I started going through my drawer of many t-shirts that I have collected throughout my times, and I came up with this one. So it's from 2012, 2013 of the hockey playoffs that I got a chance to watch our Warriors go through. So lots of different experiences that you will also be involved in too. So you will notice today that university might seem a little bit different from high school, and there's different ways that you can get involved and many different aspects. So I polled my ambassadors to see what they found was one of the biggest differences from their high school experience to university. So one ambassador actually started out perfectly as a segue into our presentation and said that extracurricular activities are so important in university, and it's really going to make or break your experience. So the things that you love to do now, make sure you're continuing to do those throughout your university experience, whether it's sports or clubs. There's so many different opportunities that you'll be able to see what might be the right fit for you. Now, another ambassador said that in high school, you only get one pajama day per year, where in university, you get that all throughout your exam period. So be comfortable in your exams, of course, and we're here to support you throughout that time. And the final one that I thought was kind of cute and funny was that they don't have their mom any longer to wake them up in the morning. So start using that alarm clock, get used to what that might be like, and living on your own is one awesome experience that you will have throughout your university career. So along with myself here today, I do have two ambassadors who are part of our Faculty of Science ambassador team. And I have Megan and Cody who will be sharing some of their experiences and telling some ways that they were also involved. So Megan and Cody, do you want to take a second to introduce yourselves?
For sure. So my name is Megan, and I'm in my fourth year of environmental sciences, specializing in geoscience.
My name is Cody, and I'm in my fourth year of biology, specializing in microbiology.
Awesome. Thanks to the two of you. So you'll be seeing their wonderful faces throughout the presentations to learn a little bit more about themselves. So we'll get started here, and we will start off with the Science Society. So if you think about a student government that you have at high school or like a student council, this is something that we also have at the University of Waterloo. So within the Faculty of Science, the student government operates on a volunteer basis, and it's there to support you as a science student. So you are automatically involved in the Science Society, which is great since you are in the Faculty of Science. So these activities will range anywhere from academic activities to social activities for you to enjoy. So you will see some examples flowing by here as I'm talking, but things like grad ball and DIY self-care kits and therapy dogs are all different activities that you can look forward to as a student at the university as a part of the Science Society. So within this, we then also have 7 different science clubs, and these are departmental clubs. So things like the Biology Undergraduate Society, which is bugs, or Materials and Nanoscience, or Watt Rocks, which is for our Earth students. So quite a wide variety. And there's actually a science club hallway where these are all located. I've heard from so many students that this is one of their favorite places to be on campus, whether it's to take a nap, to have a snack, to have a study group. But I'm not going to steal too much more of it because Cody's really involved in bugs with the university. So I'm going to let him tell us about his experience.
I've been involved with bugs for a while, so I started getting involved with bugs in my third year. So that was back in 2016. So bugs is a departmental club. So there's about 7 different clubs, and they're all run by the department. And then there are a couple of them that are run for specific programs, such as biochemistry or materials and nanosciences. So these clubs are great because they run a variety of different events. So for example, there's a lot of different academic events, such as midterm prep sessions, as well as lab sessions. There are also social events, such as Jackbox game nights, board game nights, student prof nights, for example. And then they also run end of terms and beginning of terms, which are fun get-togethers for everybody in that program. One of the great things about these departmental clubs, which I really like, is that you're a part of all of them. So just as you're a part of the Science Society, as a biology student, I'm also a part of the Materials and Nanosciences Club, the Earth and Environmental Club, which is Watt Rocks, and all of the other clubs as well. So they're a great place to hang out with my friends and just kind of group study or hang out between classes. They're also a great way to kind of start getting involved in campus on your first year, even if you're not necessarily sure if that's something you want to do, the option is there. So there are executive positions for all of the clubs that are up for election at the beginning of each term. So if that's something you're interested in, definitely give that a try. And then a couple of the clubs also go for coordinator positions at the beginning of the term as well. So Science Society has coordinator positions as well as bugs, which are also a really good way to kind of dip your toes into the departmental clubs. They're a great place to hang out, and they're also a great place to kind of talk to upper years. And get advice from them, see what different classes are like, and stuff like that. They're a lot of fun. They're really cool to meet people, and they're one of my favorite places to hang out on campus.
I do always find that when I'm walking through that hallway or in those areas, there's just so much sort of energy happening. So that's one of my favorite things, is to see all you students come together and really, create those friendships and make those memories. So moving on to kind of the next area here, and this is sort of like more of the clubs outside of just science. So we have over 200 clubs and teams for students to join. There is such a wide variety of clubs, from our spicy memes club and the cheese club. Like, these are things that I can't make up that are actually available. So if there's a club that you want that's not at the University of Waterloo, as long as you have 5 to 6 other friends, you can get that started as well. So it's a great way to embrace kind of some of the diversity across campus and see what's available and different options out there for you. So I did poll some of our ambassadors to see some of the different clubs that they are involved in outside of science, and some were the parkour club, the improv club, an a cappella group, and this ambassador, 11 out of 10 would recommend that you join the a cappella group. And then also things like salsa dancing, and eng play was one that came up. So you don't actually have to be an engineer to join this, but it was a great way to meet people who are in engineering. Now, outside of that, too, there are the different teams and recreation facilities that you can take part in. So these are anything from our varsity teams. Our varsity teams are the ones that travel across Ontario and play other universities. So hockey, volleyball, basketball, football. There's quite a long list of varsity teams. And then there's also campus rec, which are intramural. So these are a lot of the sports that I played. So I played a lot of the fun ones, like what did I play? Dodgeball and beach volleyball and those sort of things. And then there's also floor hockey and ice hockey and volleyball. So lots of different varieties. And the nice thing about the intramurals is that there's different levels. So if you're a beginner and have never played, there's a league for you. And if you consider yourself an all-star, then there's also a league for you as well. One thing that I'm really jealous about with new students coming in is they're currently building a new building on campus that's dedicated directly to recreation and athletics. So it's going to be beautiful. They are saying it will be open shortly, so I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm excited for students to be able to utilize these resources too. And then what's really nice with all of this is that all of your varsity games are included in your tuition fee, as well as the gym. So you can just swipe your walk card and head to the gym to stay active and stay healthy. Now, there's lots of other ways to get involved outside of sports and rec, of course. And one of the other ways is through our ambassador team. So you've probably heard me already mention, I polled my ambassadors. I have some ambassadors here with me today. This year's 85, just over 85 keen science students who are there to run our events, talk to students just like you, and be there to answer questions. So with me here today, I have Megan, and Megan is one of our science ambassadors. So she's going to tell you a little bit about her experience.
I love meeting new people. Everyone across all the different programs that are involved with Science Ambassadors are awesome, and everyone's very passionate about science. So it's a great way to make new friends or learn more about other sciences that maybe you haven't gotten to experience as much as you'd like to. We also get to experience and build on our transferable skills that are often good for, like, say, the workplace. So I got to do some presentations in the fall for our fall open house, and so I was able to practice my public speaking, and even in this kind of scenario here where I'm kind of getting used to being on camera and experiencing that sort of thing, it's a really great way to develop those sorts of skills as well. and, just having fun. We do lots of different social events within our teams, and you get to meet a whole lot of people.
Awesome. Thank you, Megan. Yes, it is a really awesome team, and I'm really happy to be a part of it and to have such a wonderful crew be so passionate about science. So thank you. So one of the other things that we'll talk about is food, because who doesn't love food? So we do have our Science Coffee and Donut Shop, which is located in biology, so right in our science buildings. And it's a volunteer-run area, and all of the funds that are raised do go to the Science Society event. So when you buy your donut, you buy your coffee, you're just making your events that extra little bit special. So I go there in the mornings if I need a little pick-me-up, need a donut to get me through the day, and there's always quick, yummy food and treats for you. And you never know who you're going to run into there as well. So great way to just have some morning conversations and get to know the faculty and areas around you. One of the other areas that we really do focus in on sort of experiential learning is through some of our opportunities that allow you to explore being an entrepreneur or starting a new company. So one of the great resources that we have is called Concept, and Concept Science is essentially an entrepreneurship coaching, which is from experienced professionals to allow you to advance yourself in your career. So if you have an idea, you have a concept that you want to work for, you can join Concept in order to make that happen. So you'll get grant funding for students who are looking to accelerate their projects. You'll also be accessing resources like one-on-one coaching and a lot of different intro sessions too. The great thing is the more of these sessions that you go to, Concept actually gives out really awesome swag. So anything from a water bottle to a t-shirt and a sweater. So it's a really unique experience for students who are looking to join that entrepreneurship opportunities to see if they can really become their own boss one day. And moving along kind of with the educational side of student life, we also have a team called iGEM. And iGEM is a group of students who are looking at ways that we can use synthetic biology to solve the world's problems. They are from all over campus. So we have students on this team who are from math and who are from engineering, and they tend to come together to use this team in synthetic biology, and they actually compete against other schools from all around the world. Last year, this team here won the silver medal, and we're very excited to be able to share this with the university. So Nikki is the beautiful one with the long blonde hair. She's actually from Thailand, an international student from biochemistry, and she was a part of this team who brought the silver medal back to Waterloo. So very exciting. Now from here as well, you can also explore Velocity. And Velocity is actually the world's most productive startup incubator. So a lot of students will use Concept and then go out and join Velocity. And what this is, it's an incubator that is used for you to now start your company. So from going from an idea to actually something that's going to be profitable. And this is located in Kitchener, so not far from campus. And we've had many successful teams many successful teams and jobs who have come out of this. So this is Amina Health. So that small device that he has in his hand there, and with a prick of your blood, they're able to tell you if you have any sort of deficiencies, whether you need to take more vitamins, you're low on iron. And it's mainly used in babies, athletes, and pregnant women because they do have so much variability within themselves. So it's a unique device that's in the trial stages and clinical stages at this point, and it could essentially be revolutionary within healthcare. So the gentlemen in the blue sweaters, they are the ones who are part of Amina Health. And then front and center there is Justin Trudeau. So he paid them a visit to show his respects and be able to show that this is something that could be really, really meaningful. Now, there's also opportunities and way for you to teach other students through all of this knowledge that you're learning. So we have lots of different outreach opportunities for our students to get involved in, whether that's going to high schools or elementary schools through Let's Talk Science. You'll actually take a science kit and be able to go and show an experiment to a group of students. It could be younger students, it could be grade 12 students, but you'll be out there and you'll be teaching and working with other science students. And we actually host a science open house for younger students too, which is a great and unique opportunity for our university students to interact with our local younger community. So another way that our students are really getting involved. And then right on our own campus for our own students, one of the most favorite and popular events is going to be Orientation Week. And this is a great way to kickstart your university career, meet people, and just really, really get to know your campus. Now, Cody is one of our ambassadors who's really involved in Orientation Week. So I'm going to let Cody tell you a little bit more about his experiences and some of his favorite things as well.
All right. So orientation. I've been involved with orientation for 5 years now. So I started university in 2014. So that was my first year. And then I've been an orientation leader ever since. So I also was a coordinator for 2017, which means that I helped plan orientation. Anyways, the point is, at the end of the day, is that I love orientation. It's a great time, and it's a great place to meet other people. I've met some of my closest friends through orientation, so I love it. So what is orientation? Orientation is a great way for first-year students to kind of familiarize themselves with campus, figure out what's going on, figure out where their classes are, and also meet other people. And they're helped through orientation leaders facilitating activities and games. There's a lot of different events that are going on campus so that you can meet people within your own program in science. You can meet people in the faculty of science, and you can also meet people all throughout the university. It's a great way to dip your toes into the university and see what it's all about. There's also great opportunities to talk to upper years that kind of know what you're going through, ask any burning questions. When you're past first year and you're more of an upper year, orientation is also a great thing to get involved into because it's a lot of fun. There are a few early mornings that you have to get up for, but especially if you're a coordinator. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of fun. It's a great way to meet people and get involved with the university and with science. So I love orientation. It's a great time. I'd highly recommend that you get involved with it.
Awesome. Thanks, Cody. I remember my orientation week too, and it was a lot of fun. And I did meet a lot of my friends there. So wonderful. And I can look forward to getting involved in that. Now, all of these things sound really, really fun. And of course, some of them are going to come along with a cost. So how can you make this doable for yourself if you're looking for a little extra cash? A lot of students also work on campus. So I worked within athletics throughout my undergraduate degree. So I planned some of our varsity game day events. I worked at the front desk of Columbia Ice Fields in the PAC, and it was a great way to keep myself active and also meet people outside of my faculty. So there's many different ways to work on campus. It could be in athletics, it could be at the library, food services, plan operations, residence. And the great thing is they understand that you're a student. So they're there to support you throughout your student career and also help you to make a little money on the side. Now through this too, another way that you can also work on campus is through residence. But first, you're probably going to want to live in residence. So we do have a 100% residence guarantee, which means that we have a spot for you somewhere in our residence. And there's anywhere from single to double rooms and apartment style rooms. I lived in residence in my first year, and so did Megan. So I'm going to get Megan to tell me a little bit about her experience as a science student in residence.
Residence was a wonderful way for me to have a family and a community right at home, as well as meeting other people from all sorts of different faculties. My roommate was in arts, and we had neighbors who were in AHS, applied health sciences, or in engineering and math. And so I met friends from all sorts of different programs and all sorts of different faculties that I still talk to today. So I really loved my residence experience.
Awesome. Thanks, Meg. I lived in Rev too, so it was a unique experience too. I really loved it. I knew I wanted a roommate right from the start, so that's where I kind of stuck myself, which was really great. One of the other unique things too that you can get involved in is called science clusters. So what this is this would mean that you have about 15 other science students on your floor. So you can, if you're working on your homework and you're like, I can't get question 7B, run down the hallway, knock on the door to your science student roommate or who's down the hallway from you and work on your homework together. Not something you have to be a part of, but just a really unique opportunity if you are interested in living with science students. So that's one way we're there to support you, but we're also there to support you throughout your entire journey, no matter what that looks like. So Sam here is actually a service dog, and Sam helps his owner who needs sort of assistance throughout their time throughout university. And as you can tell here, we're also protecting Sam. So things like his doggles and his little booties that I got to get that he has on, and she even dresses him up for Halloween, which is really cute. So whatever support you might need, we're there to help you to make sure that we can make your time as a Waterloo warrior the best that it possibly can be. So I just want to say welcome to all of you, and I hope that you were able to take a little bit away from this presentation to see where you may be able to get those connections and make those friendships. And I also asked one last poll to all of my science ambassadors who had some embarrassing moments throughout university. So I thought we would end on this nice little funny note. So my one ambassador had never taken public transit before, and they got on the bus on the wrong side of the street, which they didn't know actually mattered, and ended up at the mall instead of at school. So those are some things that you can look forward to learning if you don't take public transit. As well at Waterloo, we do become this close little family, which is really awesome. And one time, one of my ambassadors called their teaching assistant Mom, but they said they were both just able to laugh it off, which was really cute. And then finally, one of my ambassadors walked into their class a little bit late for whatever reason, and their professor said, "Oh, look, there's my dance partner. They finally showed up," as a joke, but my ambassador actually started dancing at the front of the room, and the professor also danced back with them. We can't wait to welcome you as a Waterloo Warrior, and we look forward to seeing you in the fall.
I hope you have a great summer, and we can't wait to see you.
I'll make sure to look for you guys at O Week.